Without a doubt, the most requested suburb in the Greater Lansing, Michigan area is Okemos. I have done many videos on the Okemos area on my real estate channel, and in this one, I'm going to be talking about the most popular neighborhoods throughout the Okemos, Michigan area. A lot of this is according to the number of units that have sold throughout the year. It's not necessarily according to price. I'm going to be looking at several neighborhoods throughout Okemos, and be sure to stay tuned until the end because the last one is on a golf course. And I will also give you tips that only a realtor would be able to give to you. So let's go ahead and get started with this next episode of Lansing, Michigan Life right now. Hey there folks, Troy Seyfert here with the Capital Area Real Estate Specialist in the Greater Lansing, Michigan area. I'm a top producing realtor in the Greater Lansing, Michigan area, and I get phone calls all the time from people across the country, even across the world, who are looking to potentially move to the Greater Lansing, Michigan area. So I've created this channel with tons of videos that you can look up anything that you would like to know. We are definitely the only real estate channel that has all the details of pros and cons and vlog tours and map tours and tips that you would need to know before moving here. If you are looking to move here into the area in 9 days, 90 days, or even 9 months from now, please feel free to contact me. All my contact information is in the description below, so call me, text me, email me, or schedule a Zoom call with me. I'd love to be able to speak with you about your real estate goals and your real estate dreams. Also, if you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel so that you can be notified when a new episode goes live. I do have new episodes going live about once or twice a week, so subscribing will help you be the first to be notified when that happens. Also, if you like the content on this video, please like it so that I have an idea of what kind of content you guys like. All right, so I am kind of starting a series about neighborhoods right now, and I gave you the top luxury properties within the entire Greater Lansing, Michigan area. Now I'm gonna start going from suburb to suburb to suburb of the Greater Lansing, Michigan area, giving you the top neighborhoods. So my first one is Okemos, because this is definitely one of the most popular suburbs in the Greater Lansing, Michigan area. And when I did my research, this is not according to price. It is according to the number of units that have sold in the last year and a half. When I'm talking about popular, doesn't necessarily mean it's the highest priced homes, but they are neighborhoods that people have heard about. All of these neighborhoods that I'm going to be talking with you about, just to let you know, they are all south of Grand River Avenue, which if you think of Okemos as a whole, north of Grand River Avenue is more so the northern part of Okemos, but it is a little further away from the I-96 highway. All these neighborhoods I'm giving you are south of I-96, or not south of I-96, they are south of Grand River Avenue, and I feel like a lot of the reason why these neighborhoods are popular is because they have easy access to the I-96 interstate for people who are maybe looking to go to the downtown, they're working for the state, or they're working for the hospitals, or maybe they're working from Detroit and they have to go a little bit further east. Easy highway access to I-96. I am going to start with the bottom one with, it's not the least number of units sold throughout, but in my top list, this is like the one that had the least amount of units sold, if that makes sense. Lots of neighborhoods did not make this list. Okemos has a ton of neighborhoods, and I might be able to get into, hey, the top neighborhoods by price. I mean, maybe later on, but some of these neighborhoods I featured in some of my Discover Okemos videos where I did vlog tours all throughout. Some of these neighborhoods that I haven't addressed, if you wanna find out more luxurious neighborhoods, I have top luxury neighborhoods that I just released. You're gonna wanna check out that video. So without further ado, I have a list of 7. So a list of 7 neighborhoods. 2 of them are combined. They might have some different names, but in a way I just kind of think of them as the same because they have streets that go within them and they're right down the street from each other. So I do have a list of the top 7 neighborhoods, and then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go back and forth with this. I'm going to talk about some of the facts of the neighborhood, and then I'm gonna go directly on Zoom to kind of show you what the homes look like, because I just feel it's good for you to see a visual as well. Okay, so coming in at number 7, they did have 10 units sell within their neighborhood, so not bad, is a neighborhood known as Tacoma Hills. Tacoma Hills has a lot of mid-century homes built in the 50s, 60s, some of them the 70s. There are some areas of it that have tall trees as well. So if you're in a neighborhood that the homes were built in the 50s, 60s, and 70s, you're gonna have taller trees. Some homes border up to the river, so you might have to be aware of it could be in a flood zone if it's close enough to the river and the elevation isn't doesn't quite match up with like what would be proper in a flood zone or not. So 10 units sold. The average price was around $333,000. Basically a little bit higher than the average price point in the Greater Lansing, Michigan area. Tacoma Hills does have a homeowners association, and that association, it's about $100 a year. So not a lot in fees, but it helps pay for some of the common areas, some of the signage throughout that neighborhood. So let's go ahead and take a look at a home in Tacoma Hills. Okay, so I did bring the first one up here in Tacoma Hills. This is 1873 Birchwood Drive on a half an acre, 2,200 square feet, 4-bedroom, 2.5 bathroom house. And it sold for $344,000. Taxes are around $6,400 for the year, but those will go up at the new purchase price. So let's take a look at some of the photos here of what you could get in Tacoma Hills. Again, the average price was $333,000 here. Again, you're seeing homes built in the 50s, 60s, 70s. Look at that nice hardwood floor. Kitchen, I mean, the counters might have been updated, but cabinets look a little bit older. But the flooring got updated at some spots, and 3 Seasons porch there. Looks like that bathroom has some vintage tile. That's what I like to call it, vintage tile. Hardwood floors in those bedrooms. Again, that vintage tile. Some people love it, some people hate it. That looks like more of like an olive tile there. Okay. Right, so there you have it with Tacoma Hills. Let's move on to the next one. Okay, coming in at number 6. At number 6 with 11 units sold within the Okemos area is a neighborhood known as Forest Hill. Forest Hill, again, has homes built in the 50s, the 60s, and the 70s. They're a little bit further north. Like when we're looking at this area as a whole, of all the neighborhoods that I have, it is a little bit closer towards the north. It's in an area known as Birchwood, and it's towards the northernmost part of that neighborhood, but it is really close to Grand River Avenue, which has the mall and all the fast food places and a lot of the restaurants. Forest Hill, it does have a kind of an association sort of thing. They have an association that collects $15. That's right, $15 for the entire year. And that goes towards neighborhood events, the signage in the neighborhood. So very, very affordable homeowners association fees there. And the average price for a home in Forest Hill is just over $350,000. So $352,000 is the average price of a home in Forest Hill. So let's go ahead and take a look. Okay, so Forest Hills. Let's take a look at Forest Hills here, see what we come up with over here. This is a ranch home, 1,500 square feet. Looks like it might have a finished basement, 4 bedrooms, 2.5 baths. Taxes are around $4,500. Let's take a look. So again, you're seeing homes built in the 50s. This kind of looks almost like some updates here. Yeah, I mean, that looks really nice. But more of a mid-century modern sort of home as well. Definitely has some character to it. Very nice. Bedrooms there, the barn door. Yeah, wow, that bathroom got updated nicely. Basement looks like it hasn't. Okay. Looks like a basement bathroom there. So not too bad for average of $350,000 in that neighborhood, right? Okay, let's take a look at the next neighborhood. Okay, coming in at number 5. Coming in at number 5 is an area known as the Shoals, Shoals, the Shoals Subdivision. Now, the Shoals Subdivision, a lot of these homes are built in the late 70s, 80s, and 90s. More custom-built homes there, larger homes as well. They don't really have like an established homeowners association. In fact, they have like a voluntary, not like a GoFundMe, but almost like a, hey, if you want to pitch in to help out with some of our common areas, we recommend that you pay about $2 a month to be able to help contribute to our association, okay? So very loosey-goosey there in the Shoals. This neighborhood, it's located a little bit more towards the eastern side of Okemos, but you have an easy access to a road called Dobie Road that goes right down to Jolly Road, which takes you to easy access to the I-96 interstate, wherever you would need to go there. You know, probably about 5, 6, 7 minutes away from highway access. The average price of a home in the Shoals subdivision, a little over $453,000. So a little bit higher price point than the first two that we talked about. And there were, like I said, 11 units that sold there. So it tied with Forest Hill with 11 units. I just made that one go higher because the price was higher. That's almost like the tiebreaker. If they come in at the same amount of units, then I'll go with the higher price for that one. So let's take a look at a home in the Shoals. Okay, let's go in the Shoals. Let's see here. So on Shoals Drive here, we're going to $535,000 for this one on half an acre, 2,700 finished square feet, 4 bedrooms, 3.5 bathrooms. Taxes are $7,400, but if you're purchasing it at $535,000, those taxes are going to go up quite a bit. So let's take a look. I mean, the taxes might go to around $13,000 a year. Hopefully those people know that when they bought it. It has a cool outdoor area, a cool feel, but some of the older trim, but vaulted ceilings there, very nice. Some older carpet. Kitchen looks like it had gotten updated, open to, okay. That's a nice Four Seasons room area. Very nice. Okay, so now you can kind of get an idea of what a house in the Shoals subdivision looks like. Let's move on to the next neighborhood. Okay, coming in at number 4, and I had to combine the two because they have two separate names, but they merge together. And so I'm putting this all as one because the styles of the home are the same, the amenities are pretty much the same. This, number 4, it's known as Hiawatha Lake / Spring Lake subdivision. So if you combine both of them, you have 13 units that sold within that neighborhood, around 13 units. In Spring Lake, the average price of a home was around $624,000, and in Hiawatha Lake, average price was $780,000. It's not, I'll say this, it's not like Hiawatha Lake has way higher quality homes. It's just kind of the way that it worked with that year. A lot of the homes go for about the same in Hiawatha or Spring Lake. The beauty of this is that it's right by the Hiawatha Elementary School, so it's within walking distance to that school. And it's right near Jolly Road, which is within minutes to I-96 corridor. So again, a very popular neighborhood because of its proximity to all the major corporations that would be within the city of Lansing. They do have 2 different HOAs, but again, they're not that far off in price. In Hiawatha, it's $310 a year for their HOA. In Spring Lake, it's $400 a year for their HOA. But they all have lakes, and I think $400 a year for Spring Lake, the reason why it's a little bit higher is I think they might have more lakes, a larger lake, and a better common area than Hiawatha would. So that $400, that extra $90 goes towards that. But again, the feel of the neighborhood, exactly the same, and that's why I combined them. So let's take a look at a home in Hiawatha Lake and in Spring Lake. I am gonna show you both. Okay, so we're going to look at one in Spring Lake and one in Hiawatha Lake. So this one was in Spring Lake. Again, the average here was about $624,000. But again, the looks of these are going to look the same. 3,000 square feet, built in 1998, 5 bedrooms, 3.5 bathrooms. Yeah, I mean, nice vaulted ceilings, but you can tell that it's been kept up with. Nice kitchen there. Paint colors look nice. Definitely has had some updates over the years. And I'm not going to go through all 67 photos here. There you have it. I mean, very nice. Hiawatha is the other one that I want you to kind of get an idea. And if you've looked at my Discover Okemos video, I think it's Discover Okemos again, I do feature this neighborhood here because it is right by the Hiawatha Elementary School. So 3,500 square feet, 5 bedrooms, 4.5 baths, built in 2001. Look, very traditional looking, which many of the homes in these neighborhoods are. They definitely are. Nice wood floors, but the paint colors could use a little freshening up. Curtains might not be everyone's taste, but the kitchen, I mean, white kitchen with Updated countertops, not bad. Office room there. Looks like the laundry area, and then upstairs you have a very large primary, and it looks like they did some updates just even to this bathroom, because this was built in 2001. So 2001, the bathrooms definitely did not look like that back in 2001. And a basement as well. Yeah, I mean, not bad whatsoever. Okay, let's move on to number 3. Okay, coming in at number 3. Again, I merged the two of these. It's the Indian Hills / Indian Lakes subdivision. Indian Hills / Indian Lakes subdivision. They had 17 units sell within the last year and a half. A lot of units that have sold, a lot of the homes that were built in Indian Hills. So I don't think I mentioned this with Hiawatha and Spring Lakes. Hiawatha, Spring Lakes, a lot of homes built in the late 90s, 2000s, okay? Indian Hills, Indian Lakes, you're gonna get homes built in the 50s, the 60s. A lot of the mid-century modern homes are in Indian Hills. So you have lots of trees there as well. The beautiful thing about Indian Hills, Indian Lakes, they have a 9-hole golf course that is right within the subdivision there, especially more in Indian Hills. You might get a little bit of a discount, but don't quote me on that if you do live in the subdivision. In Indian Hills, I guess yearly HOA fee is $40 for the year, so hardly anything. Indian Lakes, it's $125 a year. Some homes in Indian Hills and Indian Lakes do border the Red Cedar River. Some of them, there are small little ponds, and that's why in Indian Lake you have a little bit of a higher association fee there. So let's go ahead and take a look at a home in Indian Hills and Indian Lakes. Okay, let's take a look at Indian Lakes first. I want to show this one. This one I think just went for a little bit over $500,000. It did $515,000, built in 1972, 2,800 square feet, 4 bedrooms, 2 full baths, 2 half baths. Let's take a look if they let me see it. Okay, they want me to see those. Okay. Okay, so that kitchen doesn't look so bad. The counters look like they need some updating. Some skylights there, that's nice. Okay. Maybe I'm going a little fast for the photos for you, but I have a lot of content I have to cover too. Basement as well. Okay. Yeah, not bad. I mean, very nice, very good looking house. You can kind of see like from that, because you can't see the front photo for some reason in those photos. So moving on to the top 2. Okay, before I get into number 2, another note about Indian Hills and Indian Lakes is that as far as location, if you are potentially looking to work at Michigan State University, such easy access to Michigan State because you take Mount Hope Road and you take it all the way down. It's within minutes to campus. It's very convenient. As far as highway access goes, you might be able to get to the bypass, which is 496, have access to that, and the 127 interstate that goes north and south. I-96, it is gonna be a little further away from there. It's not gonna be terribly far, too terribly far away, but it is a little bit further north, but it still is south of Grand River Avenue, that main stretch that goes through Okemos, okay? Also, another note about Indian Hills and Indian Lakes is the average price point. I didn't necessarily touch on that. I talked about the types of homes that are there, but the average price point in Indian Hills is around $390,000. Indian Lakes, average price point is around $420,000. So you merge the two of them together, you're looking at a little bit over $400,000 if you do decide to live in that subdivision. There was a home that sold for $1.1 million in Indian Lakes. That kind of drove the average price point up in Indian Lakes. So I would be curious if that $1.1 million house didn't sell, what the average would look like. But that's what it is as of right now. So, okay, let's get into number 2. The number 2 neighborhood is Briarwood. It is a huge neighborhood. It's just off of Okemos Road, which Okemos Road takes you right down to, like if you take it straight down, it'll take you right down to I-96 corridor. So within minutes to, again, the I-96 interstate corridor. And 20 units sold there. The average price for a home in Briarwood went for around $430,000. And you have ranch homes, you have two-story homes, but again, a lot of homes that were built in there were in the 50s, the 60s, the 70s. Neighborhood with a lot of trees throughout as well. And they do have a homeowners association, but it is around $75 a year, just a heads up. Now, the deeper you go into Briarwood, they do have some homes that were built in the 80s and the 90s, some grander estates, because the neighborhood is so large and has so many homes. So that did help drive up the price of Briarwood to $430,000. So let's go ahead and take a look at one of these homes. Okay, Briarwood. So at Briarwood, I think I did the one that was, okay, built in 1975 for $395,000, 3,000 square feet, 5 beds, 3 full baths. Let's take a look. Ooh, this needed some work. And you know what? I wonder, did I show this? I might have shown this one on one of my other like price point videos. But again, it's good for you to see because this is in Briarwood. So you can kind of see the different colored carpet. This does look familiar to me. So I think I might have shown this in one of my other videos, but it's just good for you to take a look. For $400,000 in Briarwood, one of the most popular neighborhoods, you might need to do a little bit of work to some of them, okay? They're not gonna be perfect at $400,000 and completely move-in ready, okay? So maybe it's a little eye-opening for you, what your money can get for you. Let's see what came in at number 1. All right, coming in at number 1, and I think I said this one was on a golf course, and it is a neighborhood I featured in some of my videos if you've been watching them, because I've talked about pros and cons. Number 1 is College Fields. 20 units have sold within that neighborhood of College Fields. A lot of the homes in this neighborhood were built in around 2010 onwards, just a huge boom within that neighborhood. So there were some homes that were starting to be built there, then because of the housing recession, everything kind of stopped, crumbled. So College Fields, the average price comes in at $563,000. For the association fees though, it's only $75 a year, that's it. But there are some people that their backyard has a golf course. College Fields does have a 18-hole golf course, and for residents, they do get discounts on their green fees. I'm not gonna quote what that discount is because it can change at any moment, but they do have a golf course in their backyard. The one thing before I get into this that people have to be aware of is that College Fields is rare because it's in Lansing City for its taxing authority. So what does that mean for you? A, the taxes are gonna be higher. So when you look at the listing I'm gonna show you, the taxes are definitely higher through Lansing City. They had the highest millage throughout the entire area. B, because you live in Lansing City as your taxing authority, you are subject to a 1% income tax as well. So you have to pay that 1% income tax even though you say Okemos as your residence. Lansing City, you're gonna have to pay more towards your income tax as well. Part of the reason maybe why there's 20 units is because people realize that and they're like, yeah, I wanna move somewhere where the taxes are lighter. I don't know. But a lot of newer home builds, not a ton of trees within this neighborhood, but it is a very pretty neighborhood. So let's go ahead and take a look at a home in College Fields. Okay, the last one here, College Fields on Carnoustie. Okay, $775,000, built in 2016. 2,800 square feet, 5 beds, 3.5 baths. It does have a finished basement as well. So the taxes, I want to point this out because I said this earlier. So taxes right now are at $20,000. They will climb up again because then the average will go to about $390,000. So these taxes are going to go north of maybe like $22,000, $23,000. Plus you have the income tax, the 1% income tax that you'll have to pay. But let's take a look here. Again, I said the taxes are not cheap, but 3-car garage here. A lot of the stuff is going to feel newer compared to some of the other homes that we saw. You can kind of see this one might have been on the golf course. Yeah, because you can kind of see in the backyard the green there. I mean, some nice upgrades. Darker floors. Kitchen looks okay. Gray cabinetry. Pantry, walk-in pantry. Nice light. Natural light into the windows, and that must overlook the golf course, which is super cool. Pretty sure this is either a Mayberry or an Eastbrook built home. I'm looking at the layout here. Mayberry or Eastbrook must have built this home. Shower updated though. Looks like second floor laundry. Down to the basement we go. Media room there. Nice and open, I like a little playhouse area. Yeah, pretty cool. Okay. Here we go. Kind of see the neighborhood too. Right, lined up here with the golf course. Very nice. Okay, well, let me go ahead and wrap some of these things up. Okay, folks, that is the end of all the neighborhoods in Okemos. I hope it was really beneficial to you. And if you are looking to move here in 90 days, or even a year from now, feel free to contact me at any time. All my contact information is in the description below. And if you liked what you saw, please like this video and subscribe to my channel for any future videos so that you can be the first to be notified of any news, any neighborhoods that might pop up in one of my videos, so that you can be notified when a brand new episode of Lansing, Michigan Life goes live. Thanks again for watching, everybody, and until next time, make it a great day.